need for a political transition. Yesterday, the United States and Russia were able to hammer out an agreement partnering with the other members of the P5 and the Security Council around Syria eliminating its chemical weapons and ultimately having them destroyed by the international community. This is something that we have long sought, and the fact that we now have a framework that will be voted on perhaps as soon as today, perhaps over the weekend or Monday, that would be legally binding, that would be verifiable and enforceable, where there would be consequences for Syria's failure to meet what has been set forth in this resolution, I think is a potentially huge victory for the international community. Where there would be consequences for, realistically, it's doubtful that we would have arrived at this point had it not been for a credible threat of U.S. action in the aftermath of the horrific tragedy that took place on August 21st, where chemical weapons killed over 1,000 people, including more than 400 children. But I've always expressed a preference for resolving this diplomatically, and I appreciate all our international partners in working very hard over the past several days to make sure that we could arrive at a resolution that not only deters and prevents additional chemical use, but actually goes beyond what could have been accomplished through any military action, and that is the removal of chemical weapons, one of the largest stockpiles in the world, from Syria so that they can actually be destroyed. To make sure that we could arrive at we are very hopeful about the prospects for what can be accomplished, but obviously there is a lot of work to be done. I think rightly people have been concerned about whether Syria will follow through on the commitments that have been laid forth. And I think there are legitimate concerns as to how technically we are going to be getting those chemical weapons out while there's still fighting going on the ground. Nevertheless, this represents potentially a significant step forward. The millions of people who've been displaced and harmed by this conflict to